Welcome to South Texas Training Center's Orientation for Distance Learning. My name is Roman and I'll be leading today's orientation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick so we can go over the schedule. So as you can see, we'll be talking about the team members that are a part of South Texas Training Center, each campus location. We'll also go over your student email account, why it's important, how to access that. We'll go over our learning platform, which we call CourseKey. And we'll also go over some general expectations, maybe some helpful tips that'll help you with your journey here with us here at South Texas Training Center. So to start things off, we'll go over our San Benito team. On the left-hand side there, you'll see all of our team members there that are involved. You also see on the right-hand side our campus information. Campus phone number is 956-399-9698. You also see that our campus hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's going to be the same at every single campus location. In addition, you'll see there on the right-hand side on the bottom, online learning at southtexastrainingcenter.com. That's something that's very, very helpful. I'll be mentioning that throughout today's orientation. So you might want to write that down. That's going to be something that can help you if you have any problems regarding your email account, if you have any problems with CourseKey. Of course, these are just problems like technical issues, not necessarily any coursework or things like that. That'll be something that you'll discuss with your instructor. So moving on. Our FAR team on the left-hand side there, you'll see all the team members that are involved at FAR. The campus information, the phone number there will be 956-782-7100. Our campus hours exactly the same, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, online learning at South Texas Training Center. Online learning at southtexastraining.com. Very, very important to write that down. In addition to that, we have our Laredo team. On the left-hand side, again, you'll have all the team members that are involved there at that campus. Campus information, the phone number there will be 956-727-4909. Again, office hours are exactly the same, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, online learning at southtexastraining.com. Very, very important. Keep writing that down. So to start things off, we're going to go over your student email. So what is my student email? Your student email account is going to be your official method of communication with us here at the school. It's going to contain important student and campus updates. Those will be sent directly to that email account. So it's very important that you do check it as often as you possibly can. This is also going to be an official method to submit any assignments for review and grading. So for example, if an instructor gives you a PowerPoint presentation or maybe an essay, things like that, you'll submit that through your student email account. Requests, comments, concerns can also be sent using that email account. So if you have a comment saying that, we're doing an awesome job, your instructor is amazing, that's something that you'll want to send through that email account. You can also, send any questions that you may have. Maybe you don't understand an assignment, you don't understand the way things work. Definitely use your student email account to reach out to us. This will help us know that you are a student, and it'll help us get to you as quickly as we possibly can. In addition, this email account will grant you permission to Microsoft Software online apps that you may need for assignment completion. So for example, if an instructor gives you an essay to write and you don't have Microsoft Word, you can definitely use this email account to access the online app, and you can use Microsoft Word online. So you can go ahead and type any essays you may need, save them, or print them, whatever the case may be. Just a special note there on the very bottom, email and Microsoft accounts will only remain active as long as you're enrolled as a student. Very, very important to note that. So how do you access your student email account? So we have multiple ways to access your student email account. There are two. We used to have three, so just forgive that typo there. There are two ways to access that, and I'm going to show you both really if you want to see them, but the easiest one is going to be that first one. You're going to want to visit our school website, which is southtexastraining.com. You're going to click on the student email link that's listed there on the right-hand side on the homepage, and you'll just click on student email, and that'll take you directly to the login page. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that really quick. Just so you all know for reference, I know a lot of you all probably have not received this, but if you have, then great, you're ahead of the game. But to get your credentials, that's going to be something that the school will email to you. So you will be getting that. If you have not received that by the first day of class, please reach out to us at onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com or contact your admissions representative. That way they can go ahead and get you that information. So basically what we do is we send you your email account, which is going to be, for example, mine would be rsilva@southtexastraining.com, and you'll get what's a temporary password. Now that temporary password is going to be good for you to log in, and once you do log in, you'll be able to change it to a password of your choosing. And then you can continue accessing all the apps, your email, using that same password that you create. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. We're going to go to our school website. So you should be able to see it on your screen there. On the top right-hand side, you'll see a little drop-down menu that says Student Zone, and you'll see multiple options. So you're going to want to click on the first option, which says Student Email. So once you click that, it's going to take you directly to a login page. As you can see here, I do have my email accounts already listed because I have done this. But for example, if you were doing this for the first time, it would look something very similar to this. It would tell you to sign in. And what you want to do is the information we provide to you, and this information will be sent to your whatever email account you have provided. This will be your personal email account that will be sent to, and it'll have your school credentials. So what you're going to want to do is just type in there whatever they may have sent you. So again, mine would be rsilva@southtexastraining.com. It'll then take you to enter your password. And the password you're going to want to enter is going to be that temporary password that is sent to you. So in my case, I already have one created. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in my credentials here. And of course, reminder, if this is your first time, it will be a temporary password that is sent to you. Again, if you have not received that by your first class day, definitely reach out to us so we can go ahead and get you that information. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and it's going to prompt me, do I want to stay signed in or not? You can put yes or no. It depends, whatever the case may be. If you're using your home computer, you can definitely put yes. If it's obviously a public computer, you may want to put no. In my case, I'm just going to go ahead and put yes since this is my computer. So I will put yes. It'll take me directly in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and just hide a few of my emails there, and you'll see this is basically what it'll look like. All right. Now, what you're going to want to make note of as well is here on the inbox section, you're going to hopefully see an email from your instructor. Now, that email from your instructor is very, very important. It's going to contain valuable information. It's going to have information on when your class times are to meet. So every instructor has a different lecture time, and they're going to want you to know that information. So they'll obviously send that to you. It may also have what's called a join code, and I'll go over that a little bit later when we progress after this. So another important note here is on the top left-hand side, you'll see a little grid of boxes. If you click on that, it will give you all the different apps that you have access to. So as I mentioned before, you do have access to the variety of different apps that you may need to complete any coursework that you may have. So what you want to do is just click on that grid. It'll open it up right here for you. And you can just click on the variety of different apps. So if you want to use Microsoft Word, you just click on Word and it'll take you directly to Word. So this looks very, very similar to what it would look like on a desktop. You can do this anywhere. It'll contain some of the stuff that you saved if you saved it to your OneDrive. If you want to just create a new document, you would just push that first button right there, new document, and you will be able to type away to write any essay that you may need for any assignment completion. So very, very important note to have. So you can do that. You can save things as you can see here. You can save as, save it to wherever, print, whatever you want to do. If you want to get out of this, you want to go to a different app, you can just hit the grid again. And of course, everything will come back out. So you can go back to your Outlook, which is your email. You can use Excel, anything like that. This will all be available to you using that email account password credentials that we send to you, and obviously the password that you create. So just make a note of that. That's something very, very cool to have, very, very cool feature to have, so you can complete any assignments that you may have. You can also use this at any time at your discretion. So let me go ahead and switch back to our PowerPoint here so we can continue on. So the next thing we're going to talk about is CourseKey. So what is CourseKey? CourseKey is basically the software we use to conduct class. This is basically your virtual classroom. Now it is an app. It's an app that you can download. It's available on the Apple Store. It's available on the Android store as well. And this is basically how you will be checking in, checking out of class. You will be doing some assignments on there. You'll be taking exams on there. You can, post discussions. You can talk to your instructor through there. It's a very, very cool app. Very, very full of features that you can use. So we'll go ahead and show you how that's going to work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share. It's going to be my iPad, but you can do this on your phone as well. You can access this through any tablet or your phone, whichever is more easier for you. So let me just do that really quick. Just bear with me for a second. All right, so you should be able to see my iPad here. That's basically it there. So what you'll want to do, if this is your first time, obviously for many of you this will be, you're going to want to go to the App Store. And again, you can do this at any time. You don't have to do this when you receive an email with CourseKey. You can do it right after this. If you want, just download the app. That's the very first step. So what you want to do is go to your App Store. You'll do the search for CourseKey. Just type in CourseKey in your search box. It should be the first thing that comes out. It's going to be called CourseKey Student, and it's basically going to look like a lock with a K in it. So you want to click on that. In my case, I've already downloaded it. For you, it would ask you to download. Obviously, you just follow those prompts and you'll download it. So once it's downloaded, it'll obviously appear on your home screen there, and you'll just want to click it. So once you click that, this will lead you to your second step. Now, this particular step, you will need to wait for that email to come in, and this email will come into your student email account. So it's very, very important to remember that. This will come into your student email account, and it's going to have your credentials. It's going to have your login information. So one thing that a lot of students who start here, they make this one mistake, and I just want to let you all know so you don't make it. They want to click the sign up button. Do not click that button. What that's going to do is it's going to prompt you to actually create an account and all that. We've actually already done that for you. So we've already taken that out of the equation. So you don't have to worry about doing that anymore. We've already done that. We just need you to log in at this point. So you'll get that information in your student email account. And what you'll do is you'll just simply log in, just like you would on Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. Just log in with the credentials that we give you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just bear with me. I know I have kind of a long email, and I know you all will eventually too, because you're going to have to type in southtexastraining.com. And then I'm going to type in actually, you know what? I misspelled that. So let me go ahead and fix that really quick. All right. And I'm going to type in the password that I was given. So in both our cases, we both might have gotten a long one. So just type that in. Make sure you type it in correctly. And if you're sure that everything's typed correctly, you're just going to push login, and it'll take you to your home screen. You may get prompts about saving password. That's up to you if you want to. I'm going to put not now. So basically, when you log in for the first time, you're going to see a screen very similar to this. The only difference that you'll see is that it's going to be completely white. It will not have the two courses that are listed there, the test or EKG block. That won't be there the first time you log in. It's just going to be basically a white screen there that says course on the top. So what you're going to want to do when this happens, you're going to want to wait for that email from your instructor. Now, this again will be sent to your student email account, so make sure you're aware of that. That's why it's very important that you do access your student email accounts consistently before you start. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to get an email from your instructor, or she may give you this information on your first class day during your lecture time on Zoom. They're going to give you what's called a join code. So the way you use your join code is basically on the top right-hand side, you're going to see a plus icon. It's going to be on the top right-hand side. So what you'll do is you click on that plus icon there, and it's going to give you a couple of options. It's going to give you an option to add with code, search by professor, or cancel. In this particular case here with South Texas Training, we're going to always add with code. So you're going to click add with code, and it's going to be just a variety of numbers and letters that you'll want to do. And you'll just basically type that in, you'll put continue, and it'll automatically get you into that class. Now, it's very important to remember that throughout your journey here, throughout your time here with South Texas Training Center, you may be going through different courses, specifically for the medical assistant and patient care tech programs. You may be switching instructors as you move on. And it's important to remember that you will have to do this step every single time you start with a new instructor. So just remember, it's very simple. Again, you just go to the top right-hand side, hit the plus button, and you're just going to add with code, type in the code that they give you, and then you're into the class. Now, if for any reason the instructor does not give you that code, you can contact us at onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com, and we'll do our best to get that information to you as quickly as we can. One thing that we do encourage here is to ask as many questions as you possibly can, because if you don't know how to do this, or if you're not getting the information you need to access this, it's very important that you contact us as soon as possible. Don't let time go by, because we can definitely help you in a timely manner as long as you let us know. We can help you almost that same day. So make sure you write that email address down, onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com. It's going to be very, very helpful for you, helpful to you. So just go ahead and show you what it looks like when you are in a course. So I'm going to click on the EKG block, number 440, number 441, and it's going to list my instructor there. Her name's Miss Brenda Montelongo. So I'm going to click that. Obviously, this class is it's not happening right now, as you can see from the dates. This is something that I enrolled in a long time ago. So we're just going to go ahead and click on there. And this is basically what your screen will look like. And it'll look like this on any device. Obviously, mine looks a little wider because I'm using an iPad, but you can, obviously, it'll look smaller on your iPhone, whichever device you're using. So you'll see that there's 6 different icons there, and they all do 6 different functions. They're pretty self-explanatory, but we'll go over them anyway. So the attendance button is basically the way you'll check in and the way you'll check out. So your instructors will give you instructions on check-in times and checkout times, and that's basically how they're going to monitor whether you actually are attending the course and whether you're not. So it's very important that you do follow their instructions and that you do check in and check out when they tell you to, because if you do not, you will be marked as absent, and that's something that you don't want to do. And obviously you don't want to tell your instructor that you forgot, because sometimes they can be a little strict on that part. So make sure that you are following their instructions and you're doing this one step. The way you use it for attendance, if you click it, it's going to log you in. And then if you click it again, it's going to take you out of class. So that's basically the way it works. I'm going to show you. I'm going to push it. I'm going to get an error message because obviously this class is already over. So there is no attendance for it, but I'm just going to click it just so you see. When you click it, it's just going to give you a prompt. Normally that prompt is going to say you've checked in. In my case, obviously it says there's no active attendance because the class is already over, but it'll say you checked in. So you would just put okay, and then you'll just get out. And then when you're ready to leave the class, or the class is over, you'll just click that again, and it'll tell you that you've logged out. In my case, obviously, again, there is no attendance, so it's not going to show me that. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and go back to my courses, and I think I can actually show you how it will look. No, it won't show me. So no worries. So you'll just have to kind of take my word for it. Basically, if you click on attendance, it'll clock you in. If you click it again, it's going to take you out. So make sure that you don't click it and then click it again right after, because it's going to show that you showed up to class for 1 minute, and obviously maybe you didn't. So just make sure that you click it only once. And once you see that confirmation that you're in, you don't have to worry about it anymore at that point. If you do have a question, maybe you're not sure whether you did it or not, don't just click it again. You can contact your instructor, and she'll definitely check it for you. That way you don't have to do that again. Again, always let them know. That way they can guide you in your next steps. Don't just assume that you can't ask. You can always ask as many questions as you want. So that's going to be the attendance feature there. So let's go ahead and go over the assessments feature. So if you click on assessments, what that's going to bring up is any different courses that you have, any different assignments that you have assigned to you. So in my particular case, I don't have any active ones, simply because, again, this class is already over. But if I did, they would be listed there for me. Any assignment that they assign to you will be listed in there. Obviously, there are some assignments they will give to you, like different projects that may not be necessarily in there, that they may assign to you during lecture. So it's very important that you monitor both, that you're paying attention to both particular instructions that the instructors are giving you. So let's move down a little bit further. So we'll go to ask a question. So ask a question is a very, very cool feature. This is something that, again, I've mentioned this before. We want you to ask as many questions as you possibly can. So obviously we built in a feature for you all to do that. If you have a question regarding anything, you can ask it here. There's going to be a topic section. You can click on that and you can submit a question for a variety of things. If you have an attendance question, assessment, grades, lecture, homework, or if it's just a random question, you can definitely pick that as the topic. So if you have a question regarding attendance, you would just click attendance. You can type in the question. Maybe I forgot to mark as present. And then once you do that, you can just put send. And then if you click that, it'll automatically send it. And then where do they go? You just click on the My Questions tab there on the top right-hand side. If you click on that, you'll see that your questions are going to be there. And then your instructor can respond to you here, so you can see it. This is just one other way we have for you to communicate with your instructors. You can always contact them with whatever information they do give you via email. You can talk to them during the lecture times. So this is just another way that we give you to communicate with them, whichever is easier for you. But again, all the questions that you ask will be here. They'll be saved for you, and any responses that the instructor gives to you will be listed to you here as well. So it's very, very cool. It's something to have as well. You have a chat feature, and this is a cool feature that you can use to communicate with your classmates. That's basically all it is, just something that you can talk to each other if you have any questions. Obviously, it's not for cheating, but it is something that you do have available to you if you do want to use it. The grades feature, very, very cool feature. That's where you'll have any grades that are posted for you. You can monitor it. You can monitor your attendance, so you can track whether you've been clocking in and out. If you see maybe an error, maybe you weren't absent, but it's marking you as absent, you can notify someone, notify your instructor, so they can go ahead and correct that for you. So it's just another way we give you to monitor your progress, see how you're doing. This is what the assessments look like. It'll show you, basically your grades, what you've gotten. Again, you can obviously talk to your instructors if you see something maybe that looks wrong. Maybe you're 100% sure you got 100, and you want them to change that, or maybe you don't think you got 100, and you just want to make sure that you did. You can definitely do that here. You can check it, and you can obviously talk to your instructors with any discrepancies you may see, or any clarifications for that matter. Another thing on the assessments section that I did not mention. So a lot of the assessments are only released by the instructor at a certain time. So what does that mean? Sometimes you will click there, and maybe you have an exam scheduled, and it's not there. That may be because your instructor gave you a specific time, and they only give you a specific time and a specific time frame to finish it. So it's very important that you listen to those time frames, because once it ends, you can no longer go back in there, and you can no longer take that assessment. You'll have to contact them, and you'll have to make arrangements with them to see what you can do. So it's very, very important to note that if your instructor gives you a time for you to turn in and to take an exam rather, you will need to follow that time. If you need to modify that time, you'll need to talk to them, make arrangements before, not after, because it's very, very important. Once that time frame lapses, you can no longer take that exam unless they release it to you again. And again, you'll have to talk to them about that. So very, very important to note, if they give you a specific time, make sure that you follow it, make sure that you understand it. And if you didn't remember, make sure you ask. These time frames are not very, very tight. They're going to be very, very lenient about the time frame. So you will have a good amount of time to take it. Just make sure that you remember that you can't retake it, or you can't take it outside that time frame. You'll have to talk to your instructor about that. So moving on, the last icon that we have here is the support icon. That support icon is basically a way for you to talk to the people at CourseKey. Now, this is an icon that you'll click only if you're having a problem with the app in general. So if you have a problem with us here at the school, like say, for example, you want to talk about financial aid, or you want to talk about a payment plan, or if you have a question regarding some of your course material, that's something that you'll want to send a message to onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com, or talk to your instructor or the campus personnel that we have there. Now, if your app is crashing, say for example, every time you open the app, it just closes on you, or say when you click a button, maybe you click on the assessments button and it will just close, and that it only happens when you do that. Now, that's something that you can send a message to CourseKey so they can look into. So they basically only handle the app in general itself, not what's in the app. And obviously they don't handle any other matters regarding with South Texas Training Center. So if you have a problem with the app, you can definitely reach out to them. If you don't know whether the question that you have is for them, you can email us at onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com. That's probably going to be your best bet. By all accounts, if you ever have a problem regarding any of the materials we're talking about here today, any of the different softwares and platforms we're using, you'll definitely want to reach out to us. I think we're probably the best ones that can address your concerns. And if we can't, we can always direct you to the person who can. So that's one of the most beneficial things about that email address. If you have a problem, definitely reach out to us. And if it's not, doesn't really pertain to our department, we can definitely refer you to the right person or get that person to contact you to help you. So that's basically CourseKey. And it's like I said, it's relatively easy to use. All the different prompts are pretty self-explanatory. I think once you dive in there, you'll really get a grasp of it, and it's not very hard to use. Your instructors will definitely guide you through it. And again, if you don't understand something, reach out to either your instructor, your admissions rep, or you can definitely reach out to us here at Online Learning at SouthTexasTraining.com, and we can definitely help you with that. Again, most of the stuff that you will receive will come to your student email account. So make sure you be on the lookout for that. The join code that you will receive will come from your instructor. So if you haven't received that, definitely reach out to your instructor. They're the ones that will have that. If you haven't received your credentials for CourseKey, that's something that you will want to contact us here at Online Learning at SouthTexasTraining.com. That does go to your student email account, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share there, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to the PowerPoint so we can move on to the next topic here. So you should see the PowerPoint there. So next thing we're going to go over are just some general expectations, and these are just going to have some expectations and tips that we give to every student that's coming here at South Texas Training. So the first one is be on time. That's probably the most important one. I know we are doing classes online, so you may be at home, you may be at a coffee shop, whatever the case may be. You still need to be on time. Your instructors are going to give you specific times for lecture. They're going to give you specific time for exams, for class projects, things like that. So make sure that you do make note of those times. Make sure that you do check in at those times. It's very, very important. I always recommend that you want to make sure that you start logging in maybe 10, 15 minutes early, simply because since we are using more technology, you never know what may happen. Maybe your internet's not going to work. Maybe your laptop's going to load slowly. So you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to do any basic troubleshooting if that does come up. That way you can always talk to your instructor if something does happen ahead of time. So just be on time. Very, very important. I always say to create a private and distraction-free workplace. I think that's very, very helpful for a lot of us. You want to be in an area where you can concentrate, where you can focus. Being in the medical field, there is going to be a lot of information that's going to be given to you. So you want to make sure that you can definitely understand that you won't have any distractions in front of you or behind you. You want to be able to give 100% focus so you can grasp the different things that they are showing you. Again, it is a very fast-paced course of study, so you definitely want to be in a distraction-free workspace. Ask questions. That's probably the best one that I always tell everybody. You want to ask as many questions as you possibly can. If you don't understand something, ask the question. If you need more clarification, ask. There's never a bad question to ask. You know, just do it as often as you possibly can. Make sure that you definitely understand everything that's being told to you, whether that's with times, with assignments, projects, or if you just don't understand something, just definitely ask. It's very, very much encouraged here. Everyone here is very, very helpful. They may not always know the answer, but they can definitely reach out to someone that does know the answer, and they can get back to you as best they can. Follow your instructor's requests and scheduled meetings. This goes back to being on time. Your instructors are going to give you a variety of different assignments. They're going to give you a variety of different class times and meetings to discuss different things. So make sure that you are aware of those. Make sure that you do write them down, that you know when to be in class at the right times. It's very, very important. And then remember to set aside time each day to complete assignments. Like I said, since we are doing this, you know, at home, you definitely want to have some time where you can complete those assignments. Again, they do give a variety of work, and you don't want to be rushing at the end. You want to give yourself enough time to where you can finish them. It's not very, very difficult. You can only make it difficult if you procrastinate. If you're dedicating time and you're listening to the lectures, you'll find that it's a very, very fun and enjoyable course of study. Any of the programs that we offer here, they're very, very enjoyable. So definitely set some time aside so you can complete those assignments, so you won't be rushed and you won't feel, you know, just pressured in general. So usually at this point, I would ask if anyone has any questions. And some of the questions that we do get often is basically, how do I know when class starts? So that information is definitely sent to you by your instructor to your student email account. So just remember that your student email account is going to be sent to your personal email. You're going to get your credentials sent to your personal email, and then you'll want to go in and log in for the first time and have it ready. As long as you do that, you'll be ready to get the information regarding class times, lecture times, and any other information that your instructor may have. Sometimes they send you, a welcome and just some general expectations. So be sure to set that up. If you haven't received an email to your personal email account with your student email credentials, reach out to us. Definitely reach out to us so we can find out what happened and we can get that information to you as quickly as we can. Another question we get often is regarding course key. How do I log in? Again, that information is sent to your student email account. So this will be sent somewhere differently. So it's very, very important you have your student email account set up, and those credentials will be in there, and you'll just go ahead and log in just the way you would log into Facebook or any other social media platform. Any other questions that we usually get just pretty much pertain to that. It's a very, very exciting course. Like I said before, we do our best to assist every single student that attends here. So if you do have any questions that you want answered that maybe we didn't go over today, you can email us at onlinelearning@southtexastraining.com, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we possibly can. So with that said, at this point, we usually always wish everybody good luck, and we thank you so much for taking some time to watch today's orientation. Good luck, everybody.